You were live, my friend. What did we just see? What did we just see? Do I have to send this out? Do I have to send this out? I already see people in the chat. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not sure what I just saw. What'd it do, y'all? I wasn't planning this. Y'all know how I felt. I'm not copping no please. Did we just witness the GOAT? The GOAT? Like, can this man become the GOAT? What about Cologne? What about Cologne, y'all? Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. What was that? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, right? Yeah, people got to go live. I don't. Could Steph really become the GOAT? Like that could happen. That's a thing that could happen. The 50-ball game 7 on the road. No. You wrong. We ain't done yet. Wild. Looney another 20 rebounds. I'm still digesting it. And this is in part why I don't go live sometimes with this stuff, because I'm too emotional. I just want to be a fan. I don't have anything smart to say to y'all. I just know everybody, Dub Nation, I wanted to celebrate with y'all. So here I am. I ain't got nothing to say, but wow. I guess my biggest takeaway from the game initially, even when Clay was struggling and it was looking rough, there were a couple points in the game. After the first quarter, I was like, yo, I love the pace for us. For whatever reason, like you heard Malik Monk in that say we're going to run him off the floor, we're younger, the turnaround, and that's why I thought we were going to lose today. Let's be clear. I thought it was a noon game, 24-hour turnaround, like they're going to run us up and down the court, and for whatever reason, the pace, that was the slowest pace of the series, was it not? Like all of a sudden they got a little tight and were able to they're walking the ball up the court. So even when it was scrambled and kind of discombobulated in that first quarter, I was like, yo, at least the pace favors us. Like if this game is going to be played at this pace, then I think we have a chance, right? Loon, bruh, Loon, like we've joked for a while about the trophies. Let me make sure I get to some of these. Okay, I ain't even getting let's see here. Yo, so for y'all saluting the jinx, like here's the thing about the jinx, because like I said it in the video yesterday, whatever, like all I do is say what I'm gonna think, like what I think. I'm not even playing it. Like it's become a thing, like especially like when I'll trash a player and then they have a huge game or whatever. But all I'm doing is saying what I think, and it just happens to jinx it and set it off. But yeah, I'll take it absolutely. Let me catch up on some of these super chats right here. Appreciate you, Christian. GOAT point guard is what's next. I mean, I think that's already established. Change the game. All these kids are his son. 4 rings. I mean, the accolades as the GOAT point guard is already there. I think he needs to enter the Jordan conversation. I think he's inching that way. Maybe I'm just too hyped right now. But I mean, like, to do that, and then after how he looked, I will say, you want to talk about jinx. The one thing that I do know one thing that I did do on purpose was tweet that he looked old the other day, which he did, but I also did it hoping he would see it, right? Because we know he looks at the tweets. Yeah, exactly. The jinx, man. Woods, I appreciate you, bro. 2017. Yeah, that's the beginning. That's the beginning, man. It's been a journey. It's been fun, man. So the pace is what stuck out to me, and Sacramento not sticking to just pushing the ball off made baskets. There was a couple of them, but it wasn't that same pace that we had seen the entire series that had really worn us down. And I think that, in hindsight, I'm trying to scroll through this. In hindsight, and you're thinking about it, it's kind of like they got a little tentative, that the experience paid off. And then all of a sudden, Sacramento was trying to kind of be a little more calculated instead of like fun and free, I think is probably why the pace was slowed. as well as the Warriors having better shot selection. Clay, that was rough. He's still an animal. The few shots that he hit. What I will admit to you is 9-minute mark, second quarter, Steph, Wiggins, and Draymond sit. In comes Poole and whoever else is on the floor. And I turned to my daughter and my wife and I was like, this is where it all falls apart here. Like I really didn't like it. It was like a couple point game, 9 minutes, second quarter, and they kind of held it down somehow, some way. I think, I'll have a breakdown in the morning. We'll go through the tape and all that. But I think Wiggins is kind of obviously Looney did what he did, but Wiggins was mashing the glass. He may have missed 10 free throws, but we got Wiggins raised his game another level as far as the energy and effort level on the glass, right? It was Wiggins and Looney's effort in that third quarter to back up Steph's offense, right? That was the combination. Like you think about it, they didn't get a game from Clay. Draymond was kind of unheard from in this game. It was wild, bro. New Wave Tekken, my guy, continues to support. When you calm down, let me know if you think ultimately the Lakers matchup is harder or easier, I'm assuming, than the Kings. See, we can't even celebrate, bro. It's on to the next. We can't even celebrate it. It presents what I was thinking was, have we got the LeBron tweet already where he's like, wow, Chef, now try it against me. We're going to get some sort of corny LeBron tweet about this Steph performance. No doubt about it. What I was thinking during the game was, who do the Lakers prefer? Right? Because like a logical person, logical fan, and you just think like, well, they don't want the Warriors, like all that experience, Steph Curry. Either way, they don't have home court. That's the huge thing we'll talk about here. But in a way, I kind of felt like the Lakers want the Warriors. Just stylistically, we're undersized, we're smaller, right? And then the pace that the Kings play at is a problem for LeBron, right? Like, I don't think LeBron wanted to play at that pace that the Kings played at all the way up into this game 7, where all of a sudden they slowed it down and it became a half-court game. And if you go back to my preview video, which I did pick the Warriors in 7, I will take claim to that. No. I don't really care if I'm right or wrong. I'm just here to be along for the ride and give y'all my thoughts as it happens. But one of my points in the original preview breakdown was, hey, let's slow the pace. Like, I don't think we want to just go up and down and make this a track meet with this team. It would be a mistake. And sure enough, game 7, it slowed down and you saw Sacramento have trouble with that. But boy, were they hot to start that game. Terrence, were we really going to get dropped by Terrence Davis in that double barrel shotgun nose? Like my nose is on the larger side, but Terrence Davis can talk through his nose. You heard him and Steph talking, but his mouth wasn't moving, but he was still his nose. All right, I'm getting crazy. All right. Any other? I guess I got to just get to questions and read some of these. I'm hyped, bro. I'm a new too. I appreciate you. No, I ain't taking no credit though. I'm a new to the live streams here, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. GP2. So did you see GP2 run to the locker room after he picked up those early fouls? He smoked a layup, one that he makes every time. And we don't really have time to even do a Lakers-Warriors preview. Game 1 is Tuesday, but it is home court advantage, which obviously is a huge deal. Listen, I've said it. I wanted Memphis. Was it the last live stream? Like, I think Memphis was a better matchup for us. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition. Hillbilly Kobe gets me nervous in his ability to draw fouls. Anthony Davis, obviously, that's, I think, the swing. Like, does he make it through another round? That's an honest thing. But what I was saying about GP2 is I don't think, is there something wrong with him? Like, you hope it's not the same hernia abdominal thing, right? That would be devastating, big picture. But to me, he looks like he has a hitch in his get along when he's walking. You don't really see it when he's playing, but when he's walking, you see a hitch in his get along. But yeah, in that third quarter, he was just face to face, body to body with Monk and just smothered him out. And you saw it was it the start of the fourth, end of the third, the Kings, all of a sudden they just looked young, right? Keegan Murray's hitting threes, Terrence Davis is hitting threes, and they come out but then it just as they lost. And that's one thing about a home crowd is you love the energy to feed off of it, right? And guys are more comfortable in their own gym, sleep in their own beds, all that. If you start to lose in a big game at home, boy, does that silence become deafening, right? When the crowd gets flat and then it feels like it just builds the pressure. And you saw this young Kings team kind of get tight as the game slowed down, and they weren't able to push the pace. And that's why, like, listen, Kings fans, salute to y'all and your season. You should, feel accomplished and excited. But part of the reason why people didn't want to legitimize y'all as a playoff contender was because so much of it is based off that pace. And that pace is so hard to sustain all the way through a playoff series and through multiple rounds, right? Appreciate you, Stephen. Appreciate you. So, yeah, I'm in here talking crazy. Hitting these super chats. Again, I'll get better with these lives. We got a whole nother round, man. We got a whole nother round. But yeah, if we want to talk about, was there an adjustment in this game that you saw from Kerr, or was it just Steph? I thought, again, I got to look at the tape, but I thought that they went to Wiggins more, right? And they hunted fouls. And I thought they got rid of the ball earlier on the pick and rolls. Remember how they kept drawing the pass and crash charges? And so it looked like there was a conscious effort out of the pick and roll, which was really heavy early. And I think that was at a design to slow the pace, right? Usually, you go on Warriors Twitter and half of Warriors Twitter is complaining about the motion offense and not having the ball in Steph's hands. Well, that wasn't an issue today, obviously, right? They leaned on the chef early and often, and they went to the high pick and roll with Loon, Draymond in the corner. But I thought that they were setting it up a bit higher to give the roll man more space and time to make the read. You saw it on the first possession of the game, right? The signature tic-tac-toe. So there was that. And then I just thought there was a concerted effort to attack the foul issues. Now, no one fouled out, right? But like Fox was on the fringe, and then it caused Mike Brown to get uncomfortable with his rotations, right? He brought guys to the score table. He brought them back, probably a little more Terrence Davis than you wanted, right? And it was interesting because Davis, what did he hit? 3 or 4 threes? But you notice that took Davion Mitchell out of the mix. Davion Mitchell, I haven't checked. I'm guessing this was maybe his lowest minute total of the series. And what do you know? Steph 50 balls him, right? So Mike Brown kind of traded offense for defense with Terrence Davis, and then hunting the fouls and kind of doing that unwarrior-like thing caused him some hesitation in his rotation. And then the other thing that I loved was not necessarily an adjustment, but something that just is uncharacteristic of this Warriors team was that they milked the clock there, right? Because when they blew it open, there was quite a bit of time left. And traditionally, they just keep spraying threes and kind of keep playing at the pace. And you saw them milk the clock and execute in the final, the fourth, basically the entire fourth quarter, and just keep them at arm's length. Never let them get a run or momentum, right? Because I don't know about you, but I thought I felt pretty good once. I don't know when the exact dagger was. I thought Draymond was going to stick it in that corner, but I felt pretty good about it. But I assumed the Kings would probably make a little run late and make it maybe a little too close for comfort. But I think a big part of that was the Warriors just kind of being in control and slowing the pace, spreading the pick and roll game out. Yeah, that's what I saw, man. What else we got here? This might be the best Steph has played across an entire series. I think you can make an argument. You can make an argument at 35 years old. It's interesting how he flipped this switch, right? Where he, there's been so many times in these playoffs where there's games where you're like, Steph's just not aggressive. Bad body language is a thing of his, right? and then on the road to do this from the jump. Maybe it speaks to forcing him to do it early on, right? Because the traditional Warriors offense is Looney's getting the first basket, right? Off a slip screen, which I think he did on this one too. And then they run motion, Clay gets some shots, and Steph typically likes to ease his way into games. And so this version of the Warriors moving forward, maybe just start off traditional pick and roll. Now this Lakers matchup, I haven't totally thought about it, but what we do know about this Lakers matchup is it's going to be a change in personnel, right? Kuminga has kind of been the storyline, the what if of this series, right? And if Steve Kerr had blown this, that's now I'm leaning into y'all Kerr haters. But if we would have lost this series, right, Kerr would have taken the lion's share of the blame, and everybody would have been, upset that Kuminga didn't get an opportunity. It would have been the biggest what if of this series. But now you head into this Lakers series where they're clearly going to need more size and athleticism. But the issue is, if you go back and watch, and maybe I'll do that for y'all since I don't have enough time to make a true preview, maybe I'll release my patron breakdowns of the last Laker games, because I can tell you what it looked like. Not guarding Kuminga and not guarding Draymond, and Anthony Davis just waiting at the foul line, playing free safety like he's Ed Reed. That's the biggest issue, is they're not going to guard Kuminga. They're not going to guard Draymond. Obviously, Looney doesn't spread the floor, and it allows I think Anthony Davis is the best rim protector in the league, right? Like minute for minute when he's healthy. For him to hover and protect the rim pushes the Warriors out to the perimeter and makes them super three-point reliant, which obviously we already are, right? D'Lo, Dennis Schroeder is always a conversation for Darvin Ham and the Lakers, and who gets those minutes. Schroeder traditionally has killed us. He's so quick turning the corner and getting into the paint, but he also has a tendency to get out of control, right? Because of his speed, he kind of gets too far under there, can turn it over. You saw what D'Lo did in the closeout game against Memphis, but D'Lo is Jordan Poolish, right? There's some too cool for school type of energy from D'Lo, even on the big stage. And I think the Warriors would prefer to see more D'Lo minutes than Schroeder as far as attacking, right? But does JaMychal Green step into this second round series now? The Lakers are far bigger than I won't say far bigger than Sacramento, but you got LeBron essentially playing the five with AD in that front court. They've got Mo Bamba. It's going to be a tough series, but I guess what I'm getting at here is that we're going to see a different rotation. We're going to see different personnel, whether that's JaMychal or Kuminga. But if Kuminga, game one, Kuminga checks in early second quarter and hits 2 threes, I guess one of the bigger questions would be is, do they just continue to let him shoot that three like we did? Well, Sabonis didn't take too many threes, right? But, certain guys, Harrison Barnes, right? Are they just going to give him that treatment the entire series, or can he keep them honest enough? Because he doesn't, AD again is one of those few guys in the league that he probably doesn't want to challenge at the rim. Terrell Foster, my guy, hell of a game, Uncle Al, Big Patron. So you hear me reading this? Anyway, I've had a few beers. All right, let me settle down. I was nervous coming based off game 6, but the Dubs rose to the occasion. What do you think the Dubs learned from this series? They can take the next round. Much love from San Francisco. See, now you was writing it crazy. I wasn't reading it. Yeah, so we're talking about it. Yeah, no, I thought it was over, man. I thought that the pace was going to run us out. And what was interesting was in that third quarter, and you heard Mike Brown in the mic'd up, right? We just had the more energy. It was Wiggins and Looney. It was Wiggins and Looney that really, obviously, we don't get anything done without Steph's offensive performance, but Wiggins and Looney set the tone for the energy. How about Moses Moody, though, just like figuring it out in the nick of time defensively? He held his own against Fox all season long. I talked about, well, if Moody could distance manage better and kind of get rid of those false steps, he'd be a really nice, he'd be what we hoped he would be. And it seems like he's going to be a part of this rotation. I guess the other question is the Dante Poole stuff, right? And Listen, I'll be honest with you. I thought Poole. I just thought that he should have sat in the second. Did he play? I'll have to go look at how much did Poole play in that third quarter? Not much, right? And you think he's going to have success driving in there against that Lakers front line? I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh shoot. Okay, Craig. You got the OG. I've been winning, so that's the Jay-Z, the old tagline on it, man. Yeah, again, I'm just on here to share the excitement in the win and all that. I don't have anything too smart to say about it other than I'm shocked. And what did Andre say? Steph is the closest thing to Jesus we've ever seen. I mean, I did kind of want the nighty night. I did kind of want to see the night, but it was kind of it was weird. It was weird how the avalanche happened and they just kind of got away from them and they never were able to recover. And it was because we controlled that pace. But yeah, I guess if anybody else has any other questions, I guess this will just be a quick one. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats here. Again, appreciate you, Craig and Terrell. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in and have share the excitement with y'all. So Tuesday we do have home court. I'll try to get out, I guess, a preview where I can just look at the matchups and all that. But yeah, Austin Reeves concerns me a lot as far as his ability to draw fouls, and he's just a ball player, man. Right? He's just one of these guys that just seems to always make the right play. He's got a swagger to him. And then I guess the other interesting thing, the contrast to this different matchup is, like I said against Sacramento, I don't think we want to play fast against this team. And it might be the only other team in the league where we want to slow it down. Now you look at this Lakers team. Now I think we're going to have to push the pace. And that means, those outlet passes and probably more turnovers, right? The direct correlation was, I don't know how many turnovers we had in this one, but we've limited them. And the correlation is pace. We push the pace. There's more turnovers. But against this Lakers team where we can't let their defense get set, expect those outlet passes, those hit-aheads, and trying to play fast because LeBron, listen, as spooky as he is, and the whistle that he's going to get and sensing the moment and controlling the game, you saw, I guess that favors the Warriors as far as how these games are not spread out in the second round, right? Because LeBron, it's kind of been an every other game thing for him. He needs that rest. And if we can push the pace and fatigue this Lakers team who doesn't want to play that fast, then we could see ourselves with the kind of advantage the Kings seem to have coming into this game 7 late in the second round series. Winning, I appreciate you. Always winning ways. Yeah, LeBron, right? And LeBron, listen, his physicality and his old man game and his ability to finish and kind of get what he wants is still there, right? He's fully capable, but the things that he's slowed down at is in transition. Like if he has a runway and there's nobody there, right, he can still get up and give you that poster. But if you're able to stay along his hip and like keep a body on him, he finishes below the rim now, right? Now he just tries to bump and flip it up and use different English. He doesn't just run through you like he once did. And so that's partly why he doesn't want to play that fast. And then also he's just trying to save his legs, that big body. It's funny because, when you look at Steph and LeBron and this legacy and this rivalry, how big are the ratings going to be in this, man? You think the ratings are going to be bigger than what the finals are eventually? I don't doubt it. But anyway, when you talk about these aging guys, these aging GOATs, and you say, well, LeBron has this advantage because of his size and his body, and he's able to just bang on guys and all this stuff. But at the same time, too, his endurance, there is a cost to endurance, right? Like the recovery time for his 260 pounds, right? Playing, and you would have loved that first round matchup with the Lakers to have gone with Memphis to a 7th game. But hey, LeBron played heavy minutes in that series, right? Like he used plenty of energy. And to ask him to play 40 minutes at 260 pounds, I think even though it's more than asking Steph to, right? Steph is more of the endurance guy. All right. Couple more questions here. Yeah, Terrell, hey, I've had a couple too, man. There's a little day drinking here, but how often do you get a game 7? Yeah, it's going to be a tougher series. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Just the Anthony Davis factor. But and listen, I don't care. I'll say this. You don't want to be put this into the universe. But how shocked would you be if second quarter Tuesday night they're like Anthony Davis is down. He's holding his eye. Wait, he's holding his leg and his foot. Like, so they're as good as the Lakers have looked right now, and with all the new pieces, Vanderbilt is disturbing on the offensive glass. He's another guy that hurts us. But as good as they've looked since the trade deadline, you have to acknowledge that their health between their two stars is as precarious as anybody in these playoffs left, right? And so, anything can happen as far as just on a given night. Off topic K, my guy, longtime patron, 20 minutes behind. But if Steph gets this team to the chip, listen, I don't think we have the depth to go back to back, as exciting as this first round win was. But if they went back to back, or he gets to the chip again, that's what I'm saying. We're talking, he's got to enter the room with Michael Jordan. That's how I feel. But call me a homer, I don't know. Drinks on Corbin. I appreciate you. I'll probably have a couple more here, and then there's no more basketball tonight. What is it? It's 4:00. Yeah, man. They kind of did this to me a little bit last season. I'm not gonna lie. Last year, I kept thinking each round this was kind of it. No, it wasn't. I didn't think we were getting past Memphis, but I thought we could get Dallas, and I didn't think we were beating Boston. Do you remember when Steph hurt his? I think it was Smart who's hurt him like 5 times when they've played him, but it was Smart or somebody dove on Steph. I believe it was the game 3 in Boston, and then we were down 2-1, and Steph comes up with the gimpy ankle at the end of that. I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. Dub Nation, baby. Dub Nation. Exactly. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. I don't have much more to say. I'm not going to waste y'all time, but I wanted to hop on here because I know everybody's excited as I am that we pulled this out. And not to be a downer, I got one more here. I want to hear the negative stuff. What do we got here? Not to be a downer, but it's a bit depressing to have to watch 35-year-old Steph have to drag the team to victory. We're always getting, it's Kerr's fault. It's Kerr's fault. I don't want to yell too much and blow this up. Is it depressing though? Because y'all know me, I'm a pessimist. Like, I'm usually take the glass half empty approach. But I mean, to me, it was inspiring, right? Because listen, you don't think Draymond and Klay wanted to have better games? Sometimes, to me, one thing I'll say about Draymond, how many reach fouls did he have reaching across the body of a ball handler? To me, it looked like Draymond didn't have his legs this afternoon, and that's understandable as well. Klay, mentally the biggest savage in the league. He's different, right? And I'll tell you one thing. I'll leave you guys with this. One thing I'd be nervous if I'm a Lakers fan, watching Klay go. What did he go? Like 3 of 15 tonight, and he's been cold 2 games in a row. You know the law of averages are coming, right? You know how Killer Klay is built. At some point here, he's going to have 10 3 balls in a game. It may not be game 6, but it's going to come because that's his mentality, right? That's his mentality. Another Terrell, my guy. Who do I got? Phoenix or Denver? Shoot, man. To be honest with you, I didn't. On paper, I really like what Denver did in the sense of Bruce Brown, KCP, Aaron Gordon, the white kid, Christian Braun, he defends. They've put enough defenders around Jokic. And watching that game 1, and you hear my pup in the background here, watching that game 1, I think Denver has that, like, it's now time, right? They have that look in their eye, like we've failed enough that now, it's our time type of energy. And I've said this consistently for a few weeks. What? No way. No, I don't think that's that much in terms. Nato, I appreciate you. What's it called? That Phoenix isn't as good as they are. The KD splash and everything, but I don't think it fits necessarily with Chris Paul, Booker, and Durant, 2 stars who are not exactly pillars of durability, and their lack of depth. So I like Denver. I guess is what I'm saying here. I like Denver. Jamal Murray, one of the best shot makers in the league. I do think that at one point or another, Jamal Murray's shot selection may become an issue because it's like he is probably a top 5 shot maker in this league, but with that gift and that talent, it's so tempting to take bad shots. Now they haven't really been pressed yet, and so it's just been all good. It's kind of been all downhill for them thus far. But once it's tight and they need shots, is he going to still try to kind of lean on the super tough shot making? But I like Denver in that series. I'm shocked Miami stole game 1 in New York. And then Embiid, I'll leave you with this. This is my hot take, and then I'm out, y'all. I need another beer, man. I got to calm down. Did you guys see the compilation of Joel Embiid flopping on Twitter? Someone put a compilation together. You can search it of his season of flopping around. After seeing that, one, I have no empathy for this knee injury. I've said it for years. Stay off the floor when you're that size. You want to know the secret to LeBron's longevity? How often do you see LeBron on the floor? Not often, right? Like every now and then, right? He'll act like he got poked in the eye or whatever, but he keeps his big ass off the floor. So I have no empathy for the knee injury. And if I had a vote, which I don't, I'd strip my MVP vote for him watching all that flopping. That shit is nasty. And it's different when you're Marcus Smart, when you're Kyle Lowry, when you're Pat Beverly. Listen, you're annoying. You could be working at Best Buy, right? You have fought to get into the league. You're a normal sized dude and you're looking for every advantage you can take. But when you're a big man and you're flopping like that, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. All right, y'all. The chef bailing us out again. We're going to make another run. I don't know. I'll have the breakdown for the patrons tomorrow, and then something else with the Lakers. Something else with the Lakers here before that game. Is it game 1 Tuesday? Appreciate y'all, Dub Nation. I'm out.